I am Ugo Biggieri. I come from Italy. I live in Florence, but I work with a company which is Etica Sgr based in Milano. I'm the president of Etica Sgr and also the president of Banca Etica, which is the bank who controls Etica Sgr. Etica Sgr is a society for investing in funds, and we run now about 500 million euro savings. The history of Etica Sgr is that start with the new born of Banca Etica, Ethical Bank. There was a movement which is still there in Italy, a movement from the root, from savers who want to know where the monies go, and so we make a very very cooperative movement, in which a lot of shareholders became shareholders of a cooperative, which becomes then a bank, which is Banca Etica. But then the question was, okay, Banca Etica let you know where she puts the money and what is financing with loans, but there are some people who want to invest in the market. And so we decide, after a few years, that we can found a SGR society, a society for investing in monetary and shares fund, and this is Etica Sgr. And so it's from the board of the society that it was very important to act with corporate social responsibility. And of course we take into account what was happening in Europe and around the world about these issues. And so we collaborate with other international database of rating enterprise and company. And we start with Etibel, which is based in Belgium, and then now we are with Iris in UK. Well, for us it's very important the relationship with ICCR, because we could learn a lot. We can learn a lot about the long history of shareholder activism. And then it's good also because of the connection we can establish. Today, corporates they are work all over the world, so it's nonsense to work just in Italy without looking what happens around the world and without looking which are the effects of the company, even Italian company or US company or international company in the different countries. So I think it's very good to networking. I think civil society has to network as well as the company are doing all around the world. So we need to learn from each other and to use the capabilities and the competence that the different organizations have in their country. So I think networking is really important. I think also the experience of Etica Sgr can be useful for ICCR and for the work we can do in Italy with the big Italian corporation, but even with maybe with some US corporation who work in Italy. So I think there could be a profitable exchange of information, but not just this, also of campaigning together. Well, we decide to exclude from the portfolio the oil and energy company and the financial sector, and the mining sector. So these three sectors we exclude because we think that there are too many troubles there, and there is plenty of other companies where we can invest. And then what we are looking in this company is democracy, internal democracy, the change of the management, the gender rules, and of course respect of human rights and environmental sustainability. We start to do also shareholder activism, looking what was happening around us in the world. And so it's 5 years that we do present questions to the general annual meeting of the company, of the Italian company we have in portfolio. And the beginning was very difficult because they were not used at all to a professional approach about asking questions in General Assembly, but just there were complaints from little shareholders. We are doing this with this so-called good company that we have in portfolio, and now since 3 years with a little cultural foundation, we are doing it also with a company which have some critical aspect, and in particular we do it with Eni and Enel, which are the two biggest company in Italy. They are working in an energy sector, and we are trying to ask them a more responsible action in environmental and human rights in the south of the world, where they have big projects and sometimes very critical projects. When we do critical shareholders activity, at the beginning was really hard, because they don't want even let us talk in the General Assembly, because of the fact that it's not used that the shareholders talk about critical aspect in the General Assembly. I should say that from this point of view, we have obtained results. Now we managed to open tables and relationships with the company, and we managed also to bring some stakeholders from the south of the world, which was complaining about human rights, to talk with the company, which was not possible before. So the positive aspect is that we open relationships. We open the way to talk with the corporate. Of course, it's not a work that you obtain big results in 1 year from another. You need more and more years. But we are confident that there is the possibility to obtain good results there. Well, I think there is an important future for corporate social responsibility in Europe, in Italy as well, because it's quite a new item, a new subject. I mean, in the Anglo-Saxon world, in UK, is already been ruled out from many years. But the people from the root movement, they were up to now very they don't feel comfortable with talking with corporations. And this for many reasons. One is that there are not so many big corporations. Now it is the fact that even Italian corporations become big and bigger. And the second thing is that was a rule of the government. The government in Europe has been always very present in the economy. So you are used to talk with the government, to ask him to do something for the corporation. Now these rules are not so important. And the fact that we have a European Union grew up a mechanism of lobbying from the corporation, which is very similar probably to what you have in the US. So what is happening is that corporations are more and more important, and they network in Europe in order to ask things from the governments. And so I think it's the time that we start not just to work on the government, which is important, new rules or different rules, but also to talk with the corporation, because otherwise the risk of greenwashing or bluewashing from the corporation, we just talk about environment but then don't do anything practical, is really there. We have good example. I'm sorry about greenwashing or bluewashing. So I think that people who want to change the world in a more sustainable or more fair way direction, they have to start to talk with the company. And I think there is also some corporation and some company which start to understand that good relationships with the NGOs is important. The very easy example is about renewable energy. We have a lot of companies who start to work in renewable energy, and they realize that the good relationships with environment and with people who may become shareholders of the corporation is very important. It's part of the business. So I think it's important that to continue this work on shareholder activism, because we can really be more efficient in changing, improving the world from a fairness point of view or environmental point of view, talking with the corporation instead of just fighting or ignore them.